surprise for you guys.
Be honored. And then a lot of that was cop watching, First Amendment audits and Second Amendment audits.
Did you like go around and film any Proud Boy events or
No,
Antifa events? Okay.
no.
I got another surprise for you guys. Um, Gina may be entering.
Gina.
So I sent her the space, and I'd like now that I have you here, and you're the first one actually to publicly say what I've been saying since the week after I got arrested. Um, and there's other people obviously that see her behavior and have seen it, and her hand signals where she's saying she's waving to DJ. DJ's nowhere in the area. Oh look, Gina's here now. She's requested. Uh, Listen, I'm gonna keep it cordial. Let's not scream over each other. We're not here to call each other names and all that. There's some accusations against you, Gina, and I wanted to be fair and give you the chance to defend yourself and not just sit here and talk behind your back. So I'm gonna bring you up. Um, Andrew Morgan was the one that recorded you and asked you if you heard them say that they were going to start shooting us inside, and you said yes, I heard that. If we're all patriots, blah blah blah, whatever. He was at the window, recording, and you while you were standing there, and also he's the one who took the footage of your hand signal that you say that you were waving to DJ. So I'm gonna give you the mic. I'm gonna mute up, and if anybody has questions, we're gonna let Gina defend herself. So here you go, Gina. You're good, Gina.
Gotta unmute
No,
the mic.
Gina. Hey, while she
you there?
figures her mic out, let me throw a question out. Hey, Andrew, like about, I think it was like an hour before, you're in your footage on your YouTube channel, you're kind of like looking up towards the building and you say, we're going to go into that building. Or
Mm-hmm.
what was that? Like, why did,
The window.
or
We're
you
gonna go through
said
the
the
window.
window. Why did you say that? Like,
Oh, I said more than that. I said I wanted to go in my building. But whenever I got up, the thing about the window is that the crowd wasn't moving fast enough for me to get up. I was feeling like I need to get up there where I can get footage of what's happening up there. My whole deal was get on the very front to get that very front footage, and the crowd wasn't moving fast enough. It was basically saying, "Y'all get out of the way, go in the windows or something," you know. And so go in the window.
oh, you mean like so they'll kind of disperse a little bit so you could go through the
E-
crowd?
Exactly, make more
Gotcha.
room. And I wish I hadn't have said that. There's a lot of things I wish I hadn't have said.
And did you know anybody there, or were you there solo?
No, the only people there was we had a hotel, an Airbnb, and there was several of us other First Amendment auditing channels. Freaking Media was there. Um, oh gosh, I can't remember all of them. I'd
Did you
have to
know?
look it up.
Did you know those people before you went to DC?
Yeah, yeah, acquainted with them in the auditing community.
Okay, and were they up front, like at the Capitol too?
They didn't go. They were on the lawn. Excuse me.
So
They were on the
I don't
lawn.
have time. If you want me to talk, I'm doing some work right now.
You don't have time?
Gino,
I
I'll come back. We can revisit it another night.
No, no, no. You're good. I'd like to yeah, give Gina the chance. Listen,
First of all, Andrew, I want to say when you took my money, you didn't think I was an actor, and it wasn't nice to do
mm,
because I trusted you.
I knew you were an actor the whole time, Gina. That's why I got close to you. So basically, what we want to
Is
do
that why you stole the money?
is what we want to do is we're not going to talk about all that right now.
Well, yeah,
Somebody,
but that's not fair that you would take from a woman that was nice to you, that helped you try to
all
help
right.
your tort
So you
claims.
have just been called an actor
I
by
don't care
another.
what God knows. It doesn't matter.
All right. So do you want to
God
defend yourself?
God knows. Look at my paperwork. I was arrested. I spent time in prison. I don't care what you think. Ask the people I was indicted with. I
Okay.
don't Okay, so if I'm acting, I went to jail. I got lost first in Texas, then Oklahoma. I had an attorney. I spent 4 years on house arrest. Kim Pascal was my prosecutor. Okay. I was locked up for 2 months. I didn't get to use the phone for one. How am I an actor, Mr. Andrew Morgan?
Well, the
Nobody
Mr.
can
Morgan
listen.
is
Do
agreeing with
not
me that you
inter.
are a
I don't
provocateur.
care. You're allowed to say whatever you want. I didn't piss in the
So,
room.
so you didn't wave at DJ. That's a lie.
I said hi, DJ. I
No,
don't
you didn't.
remember exactly.
DJ was nowhere near the tunnel
Yes,
Exactly.
at that
yes.
time.
You want to make a
He
bit?
was
Yeah, he
out
was.
on the terrace.
So
I
he
have the
can't. I
footage.
don't
I have
care.
timestamped footage.
Does
I
that
have
mean I'm
synced
a paid
footage.
actor? Because DJ, I
So
got
if
the
you're lying
wrong
about one thing, what
waving
else
for
you
the
lying
wrong
about?
person. Waving for the wrong person. You're gonna have 50 people shut up against me. You're wrong, and you'll never be able to prove
What
something
else you
that's not
lying about,
real.
Gina? Just come clean. They'll respect you.
This is Andrew Morgan. Can I say something?
Yeah,
Sure.
Andrew
Yeah, yeah.
Morgan. Did I
Okay.
not spend time in jail? Was I not indicted? Did I
Hang on.
not go to excuse
Listen,
me?
he
Can I?
wants to ask you a few questions. Just
Can
don't
I?
yell at him.
Well, actually, I want to say something. Um, aside from whenever I thought from I was looking for provocateurs, I got the impression that you were a provocateur for a couple of different reasons, and that's not an accusation. Andrew said there's an accusation. That's not an
No,
accusation.
Andrew
I don't.
owes
Wait,
me
wait, wait, wait,
money.
wait, wait, wait. Let me finish.
You can think
Let,
whatever you
can I
want. Look at my
finish?
paid.
Well,
Can I
he's
finish?
being.
Can I
Listen, he's
finish?
being
Can I
cordial.
finish? Can I finish?
Do
Okay.
not
Can I
mute me.
finish? Mind if I finish? Let me finish first, and then I'll hear you. Okay. I'm not accusing, but it did seem that way. So that being said, you're not the only one that was telling people to come in and go in the Capitol. I even myself said I want to go in my house.
Right.
Okay. So, there are things that I said before that window,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that could put me in the same light as you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Trinus said it
Nah,
too,
bro,
Gina.
you
He
haven't
made a
seen the
whole lot of
footage of
money.
Gina.
So just be like
Hey,
Trinus.
so so
I
hey,
love my Lord and I was reading the other night in the Bible and it
Really, you
said,
go to God in this
hey,
situation? Come on.
I
Andrew,
always go to God.
Andrew
I
Morgan,
always go to God.
Gina. I will say this
You're
for
totally
Gina
flanking the subject.
on
so
Gina's, to just not go all at Gina. I think there's a lot of actors going on here, and I'll
Well,
say,
you think I'm one too.
yeah.
well,
Andrew,
you had a
you owe
bull.
me money.
You
Just
guys
pay
all,
me
hey, you
back.
guys
I'll pay you back, Gina.
all
Don't
had
worry.
Even if
bullhorns
I am an actor, as
encouraging
you
people to
say,
go
so
in the
you
building.
steal from somebody.
Hello.
If you think I'm an actor, okay, or whatever, or paid
Well,
provocateur,
I know you lied about the hand signal. You weren't waving at DJ. It's just a lie. So why
DJ,
did you?
I don't remember actually who I was
Oh,
waving
now
at.
you don't remember.
No, but I
I don't
remember
think
seeing.
Gina's an actress or actor. I just want that to be known for
Why
the
not?
record.
Why don't you?
Because I've watched her too. You know what? She was
Thank you,
protesting
Lori.
in California
Thank
for
you,
the
Lori.
lockdowns. She's not an actor. You're welcome, Gina.
Hey,
All right.
Andrew,
So why would
I
she
second
lie,
that.
I want
Lori?
to.
Why would she lie?
What are you claiming she lied about?
When I asked her about the hand signal, she said I was waving at
What
DJ.
I
hand
don't
signal?
remember. It was like 4 years
No,
ago.
no. Listen, you did remember during the space, and you go, "Oh, I remember." You
I
said
remember
exactly
I
that.
did say hi to
I
DJ at
was
one point.
waving at
At one
DJ.
point I was, and I sent you the video. I can send it to you, Lori. At one point I was. I don't remember
And then you
exactly.
turn your camera away from your friend Eddie that stopped the guy with the little gay stick that would never break a window.
Mhm.
You turn
So,
your camera away from him after you
wow,
told
you're
me you
Eddie
knew who
smart.
he was.
Badalian? Are you
Listen. I
You
calling?
think.
Yeah.
Let me
you
ask. I
knew
want to
who he
ask.
was. I asked you
It's
before I
such a
asked you the question.
small
I
So
said,
you're
issue.
Gina,
so you're living
when
in
you
your
saw
van.
Eddie, hang
Wait,
on.
wait, wait, wait,
It's
wait.
When
I'm
you
just
supposed to
such a
believe
small
when
issue.
you
you.
saw Eddie, I asked you, did you know exactly who he was as soon as you saw him? You said yes. Then I said, why did you look confused like a confused puppy? And you said, "Oh well, I know that." You gave a bullshit answer. You turn your phone away from him when his face starts showing, and then everything you say. Literally, your son calls you Gina, not mom, but you swear you're a single mom, right?
A
You
lot of
swear
people
you're
call
this.
their parents
My
their
son
first name.
No, my son
disrespects
would
me when
never
I
call
piss
me
in the
by
Well,
my
room.
that's
first name.
your son. A lot of people do
But you
that.
had a romantic relationship with Paul Belosic, who is a
I
Hollywood
wish.
extra. He's a Hollywood extra.
I wish. Romantic. I
You That's
wish.
what you said on the space. You don't
I
even
I
remember because you lie so much.
we kissed. I wanted it to be romantic, but he took off. I never saw him
This is
again.
why I don't lie because you got to remember your lies, and you
I don't
literally go.
lie, dear. Romantic means sex and dating and all that.
You
Liking
literally.
somebody. Yes, I did like him, and we spent one day together for 4 hours, and then I never saw him again.
Yeah,
I don't lie.
nobody
And
has.
Andrew,
Hey,
listen
I
to
have a
me.
question. I have a question,
So
if you
what
guys
if
don't
you're
mind.
right? Does that mean it's okay to steal? So yeah, you're right. I'm a leftist.
If I'm right and you're Antifa, then I think I did everybody a favor by
No,
keeping your
you're
money.
wrong because you'll never prove it. That's just making diversion for something you did
Uh huh.
wrong.
Hey,
Oh, it'll be
Gina,
proven,
Gina, can I
Gina.
ask you a question?
Something you did wrong.
Okay.
Gina, let me ask you and Andrew
So
real
the
quick.
FBI, that was fake. The
Gina, let me
news
ask
in
you
the
a question
morning,
real
that was
quick, and
fake.
this
What?
can go for more to Morgan as well, if he doesn't mind answering. So, Gina, you got gassed multiple times. Andrew, Morgan, did you also get gassed on the way to the tunnel multiple times? Andrew, Morgan.
There might be a lag in the audio.
I keep getting muted and I can't find
It
the mute
doesn't.
button again. Okay, tell me the question again.
So I was saying Gina was telling us she got gassed multiple times on the way up to the tunnel. Did you
With that,
get gassed as well?
with that fake Hollywood tear gas. Yeah, I know what real tear gas is, and that wasn't it.
Okay.
But
Okay,
yeah,
well,
yeah,
it
I
worked
got
on
it several
me.
times.
Absolutely. I would direct your attention to the very first video in the nest, second video in the nest. Someone tried to portray that they were tear gassed, but in reality, there's an onion in their hand because what was there just wouldn't do it.
Good
Well,
Lord, this
Eric,
is
don't you
crazy.
think it's
Oh, wait a
interesting?
minute.
There's
Hold on.
Guys,
Look,
I really,
give,
this is ridiculous. But listen,
That's the
you could
funniest
think what
video
you
of
want. I
January
know.
6th.
Listen, you could think what you want. It's a free country, but history will, in future, will tell that I'm not a leftist provocateur. But that's okay. You could think what you want in order to make yourself feel better for stealing from somebody who I trust,
Okay.
Question, Gina.
you. And so
Okay.
what if I didn't know exactly the time that I waved to
Hey,
DJ?
question. Hey, Gina, I just have a quick
You
question.
could say, ask Eddie,
I'll
ask
send you
DJ.
double right now if you come clean.
I am coming clean, but
Come
the
on,
So,
truth
can
Gina.
you
isn't good
explain to
enough.
me?
You can't
Can
trust him,
you?
Gina. Even if you did lie and say you were
I
hey,
provocateur,
don't.
he wouldn't
and
pay
to
you
be
double.
fair, the
Thank you,
Hollywood tear
Lord.
gas will make your eyes water,
And
but
your
it won't.
point is,
But it will not incapacitate you like tear
okay.
gas
Yeah,
does.
it will not invoke a mucal response, is
Right.
what he's saying, right? Like
Listen,
real
And
tear
it,
guys,
gas
I
invokes
think you
a
need. I think
mucal response. It stops up your airways, and you got to
that's
evacuate the
correct.
listen.
area.
it
Everybody's
actually encourages
responsible.
people to go into the Capitol. That's how this
Yeah,
tear gas works.
everybody's responsible for their own actions. I'm not responsible for other people's actions. I did not break a window, did not piss, didn't know it was going to happen that day. I don't listen. I came on because I want you to please just make payments to me.
Gina. You were on video telling a person with a flagpole to give you the flagpole so you could break the window.
Oh,
It's on
okay,
video. I have it
okay,
on video.
Yeah, well,
okay.
a lot of people did stuff like that. What?
My friends broke windows too, but they're not bad.
You leaned
Oh,
down to a blonde-haired man with a fire department hoodie and said, "Give me that flagpole."
Oh wow, really? Flagpole?
I don't understand what that proves. A lot of people did that on January 6th. I don't understand what.
But she can't say I didn't break any windows
Well, did
I
she?
didn't
when
break
she's
it.
broke a
But
I
window.
did
never
she?
broke
A
it.
lot of provocateurs did that.
I never broke one. Anyway, listen. Andrew's diverting from the fact that you did something wrong, but guess what? God has the final say. So do what you want to do.
I called you an actor 3 years ago before I owed you anything, so you're wrong.
Okay.
So you're right. It's that's not why.
Andrew, you
Okay,
also
Andrew.
thought the scarves were a thing. Isn't that done now too? Is that over?
And where'd you buy the scarf at that day, Gina?
On the road, on the, when they sell Trump stuff
Yeah.
at the corner there.
I knew the second I saw the footage of her, the very first time, like real early, and
Listen,
everybody that
I
sees
have
it
to
knows
do things
immediately
like try
because
to
it's
build my.
terrible acting. It's not even good. Like that's why everybody knows.
Is that little corner thing where they sold the scarf also where your buddy, your guy who was up on the ledge got his scarf too? You know, the red flannel guy?
Which one was that, Paul?
No, I think
Nope.
that's
He has been
Oh,
identified.
Mitchell
Chadwick,
Todd
the one
Gardner.
that never got arrested. Yeah.
No,
Chadwick, the
it's Mitchell
CIA son.
Gardner. They swapped it out. I think she gave it to Mitchell
I'm
Todd
talking about the
Gardner.
guy
Yes,
who
your
was.
friend Gina that you insisted for like months had no relationship with Mike Pompeo, along with him.
No, he did. That's why he never gave me my footage. That's why he never helped me, and I
You
and I
eventually
know
said he
that
did.
now. Huh? What?
So I'm getting other J6ers saying, "Can you stop with this? Seriously, enough with that. Enough people are laughing at us. Here come the fucking robots."
Anyway, listen, I'm reading a book right now, but
You
whatever. You're
read
allowed to
books?
think what you want.
Hey, Gina.
Andrew,
Can
Andrew,
I?
they all could have listened the past 3 years and been
I'm
doing
reading
this with
First
us, right? And
Samuel
they
right
nobody
now.
be laughing at us. They'd be
I'm
cheering
reading
with us
First Samuel
Okay.
because
right
they've been
now.
calling out people like Jake Lang and all these and Gina,
Listen, God
right?
tells
And
us, I will
we
be your
wouldn't have to
defender. Can I talk?
laugh
Because I
at them
want to
now.
go. You asked me to come on.
Wait,
Keep
before you go,
laughing, Rachel.
Gina.
Screw
Gina,
you.
before you, can I tell Gina something before she goes? Now, we're
Yeah.
not friends. Just so you know that. We're not even
Yeah, but if
close
I
to
bet you if
friends.
you were in LA and you met me and because
I,
a lot of my friends are
you
liberals
know
that I
what?
met
I've
and I did
never
their
been to
lives.
California. I've been to Europe and a lot of other
Yeah.
places, never California. But I do want to tell you, go see Jane Austen Wrecked My Life. You will absolutely love it. Just want to tell
Okay.
you that.
Where is that? Like, is it out right now in the movies?
Yeah, it's a French film, but it just came out, released in like major theaters. Go see it. You will absolutely adore it. I promise.
Oh, okay. I will
Yep.
actually.
Okay, I'm done.
Thank you.
Hey, a hot bubble bath would be nice too.
Thank you.
Without a doubt.
Maybe you should quit your job with the FBI.
Gross. Gross. I
So
would
were
never
you?
work for the left. I mean, I'm not nothing against
Gina,
you, Lori. Just it's not me. The
hey,
left. I'm definitely a right wing. Anyway,
Mhm.
listen. Are you laughing, Rachel? What's so funny? Are you laughing at me?
I'm laughing at Eric, Gina.
Okay,
Is
thanks.
that
Don't
Gina that said
stop.
I'm definitely a right
Don't start
wing?
with me,
I
Gina.
didn't start with you. I asked you when I was talking. You
Isn't
were
this a
laughing.
big? This is like a big old happy family. When are we going to
What,
start the reality show?
was that Gina
this is
that
fucking
said I'm
Jerry
definitely
Springer.
a right wing?
Yes, I am.
Okay, it was you said that. Okay,
I've been at my church 15 years, Grace. So
okay,
whatever you want to think, I don't care.
okay.
You need
This
to
this is
watch her footage from California during the lockdowns. She was
this isn't
relentless.
this
Thank you,
isn't my
Lori.
comment. Isn't Gina?
Lori, TMZ and the Daily Mail were it was very hard. I got like called by every gay person in the universe and I stayed on the phone and I said, I'm not homophobic, but they stepped on my dog's leash and choked my dog.
I remember watching you. There's no way you're a lefty. You're mega. You're totally right. I just think this is silly. You know
You know
what?
what sucks when like we all suffered and I remember I suffered pretty bad. I lost the person I was with for 20 years, my son's dad, because he's more on the left. And it's like then people say you're fake, but that's okay because it bothered me. But then on the Bible it said, God, I will be your defender. Do not defend yourself to
Here, come,
naysayers. I
here
will be your
comes the
defender.
religious.
Was
I'm
that
always
Paul?
going to be religious.
Was that Paul?
When in doubt, resort to the Bible.
First Samuel.
When you're
I'm
backed in
I
the
only
into a corner,
I
just
only
say,
Romans
"Well,
the
I'll
ex-husband.
just
well,
pray
I'm
for you
not in the
guys."
corner, Andrew. Right now, listen, I'm
Hmm.
older than you. I'm a woman. I still have a
Hmm.
place to live and a kid, and I never had anybody help me, my dad or anybody. How am
Hmm.
I going to respect what you think?
Right.
Hmm.
Hey,
And you do this to a friend.
I got two questions real quick before I go. I just want to ask the room. Maybe you
You
guys
got
should
it.
chime
What's
in.
up?
Just a quick answer on the first one and a quick answer on the second one. So,
Okay.
what do you guys think? Do you remember that Dylan Mulvaney? I think it was the Bud Light
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Yeah. The transgender.
What do you guys think of that? Like, just quickly, do you think it's ridiculous? This dude.
Gay.
I think it's mental illness when you think you're somebody you're not.
Now, okay, so would you call, like, if that person was in the room, would you call it him
You
or
know
her?
what? My friends were my first teacher in hairdressing school is
Are you
transgender.
segueing into Watkins right now?
Would you
And my
guys
point,
call it a him or a her?
No.
listen, I respect the
American
person. If I
Summer's
like
segueing
somebody
into
like
Watkins.
if I like
Okay,
somebody
now
and they want to be called a girl, whatever.
I respect their
that's lefty
choices and it's
bullshit.
Hey,
their
yeah,
business.
I'll bring
Why is it
Jessica in
your
American
I
Summer as
agree.
business?
I
well.
agree. It's
No,
like
I'm not
I'm
worried about Jessica. I'm worried about this idea that, if someone wants to be called a woman, that's lefty bullshit right there.
yeah, but listen, I believe in God and I believe in his laws.
Andrew, what
And
do you
no
think about
sin.
Watkins? Do you call it a him or her?
Yes.
I actually referred. I think I just listened back to
Perfect
your.
answer.
Listen, I actually on your space the other day, I referred to Jessica as him, but I mean that's like dead
I
naming,
think,
I guess.
That's kind of
yeah,
mean.
and I think there's a delineation, right? Because
But
we're
I think
talking
that's
about
stupid. I don't
someone
like it.
that's
Who
well,
cares?
well, it is stupid if it's not someone that's been used to propagate putting men and women's spaces, right? Because that's a pretty big deal, especially
I mean, he had the
when you're
surgery,
in
so
prison,
Yeah,
right? Because you don't have a choice. I mean, you do when you committed the crime, right? But you're supposed to be safe, right? You're supposed to be safe. You're supposed to be well taken care of. I think everybody can agree there needs to be prison reform, and no actual born woman wants a man put in like a cell with them and happen to be hanging out in the showers with them and shit.
yeah, but
Right?
well,
that
Like I
there
got a
doesn't
there was
cousin.
mean.
a
Listen,
Before I
listen, listen.
go,
I
before
got a
I go,
cousin that cross dresses, right? And his name is Cody, and I call him Cody, but he wants to be called Cody because Cody's also a girl's name, so he made it easy on the family. But he runs around calling everybody faggots. And if you mess with him in high school, right? Because he decided to wear a mini skirt that day, he would stomp the shit out of the
See,
motherfucker.
see,
oh,
He
everyone's
was
strong.
a little mean
different.
ass. He was a mean ass,
Dude,
People
that should
don't
be
right? And I
fit in
illegal
like
to
a
be
he's
strong
box.
my
and
favorite
gay.
nephew.
Yeah,
But
people don't
but
fit
if he
into
goes to
boxes.
jail, he's going to go to the boys' side and he's going to understand why, and he's not even going to question it. When he goes to the bathroom, he's going to go in the boys' bathroom and he's going to know why, and he's not even going to question it because he's not a dumbass.
Well, my whole
I mean,
reason for asking the question was to point out that like a lot of these questions before J6,
Who is the
we would
Dude,
train?
oh
That's
my
cool.
god, dude.
That's a great
Who's the
train. Who is it?
this
dude,
que
I do have to
Can I ask
say this.
Morgan? Can I ask Andrew Morgan? Can I say
Hang on, let me
something?
just say one thing so we can end this Watkins thing. I Jessica has been nothing but nice to me. I'm not gonna sit here and shit on her. Him,
why is
her,
it?
whatever
See
you
that? No,
want to
hold on.
say.
Now I got to respond to that.
But
This
listen,
is. Hold on. Let
I
me
have
respond to that.
nothing. Hang on, let me finish. I've met trans people, and all of them, honestly, were very real and honest people. And
yeah,
they,
but you
Oh,
do know,
Andrew's a
Andrew, that
lefty.
listen, after Jessica was moved to a women's facility in the federal BLP, they started putting trans men, right, like men that wanted that like play dress up or had self mutilation done or take pills, whatever. They started putting them in cells with real female January 6th defendants, and there was a little
Eric,
bit of people outraged about Will Pope posting shit about it. Kara Castronova goes
yeah.
and questions Jamie Raskin about it. All right, like on the street interview, she's going to get some answers for these women that are having men put in cells with them and they feel unsafe.
Eric, that happens
And
everywhere.
Jamie Raskin's response was Jessica Watkins, and he mic dropped and walked away because that was a psyop, and people just need to recognize it for what it was, regardless of how nice.
All I'm
Right,
saying
and
is
she
this.
worked for Roger Stone and and now they're covering for Enrique,
No,
and they're
but
trying to destroy his credibility
she
as a
just
witness, is what
turned.
they're doing. They did it pretty good, just
She
like
just
Jake destroyed his credibility.
she watched the Roger Stone thing and just turned on Roger Stone.
Oh
And
come on, you believe that shit, bro?
what do you mean? I believe it. She did.
Okay, let
Who
me.
did? Who turned on Stone?
Oh God.
Je- well, Jessica
Oh,
pointed out and
Jessica.
said publicly that.
Well,
What do you mean? You think it's all like it's all a plan? It's all acting or
I saw
something?
it
Yeah,
last
because
year or the year
listen to me,
I
before.
Andrew.
mean, dude, it's a
Listen,
transvestite. Hold
Andrew.
on.
I'm in
Can
a
I say
private
something?
group chat. I was in a private group chat with Matrix and Shady and Tish and Patrick and Scott McMahon and Correspondent X was in there for a while. American was in there for a while too, but he left quick. And after they had their little show, right, and their little piff was going on with Jesse, right, like I hadn't gotten involved in it yet at all, and I was pointing out a lot of the things that they didn't ask in that interview because they let it get off course. It was supposed to be about Tario and exposing him, right? That's what they said they were going to do with the space, Tisha and Patrick, and in the Matrix, and it completely flipped into like a introducing Jessica Watkins, new gay sixth defendant, right? And so it wasn't what it was supposed to be. So I was pointing out all these things they didn't know about. They didn't ask Enrique, and all these things they didn't know about. Like they didn't even know Jessica was originally a boy when they
Yeah,
did
but
that first space.
you
None of
guys
them.
used to
None of them.
guys,
follow
Just let me
into the
finish real quick
Matrix.
because
my
I'm going to
friend's
prove the
on
point.
here.
Yes, it
My
was
friend's on here,
coordinated.
you guys. My friend's
I'm
on
going to
here.
prove the point. Yes, it was coordinated because we're having this discussion, and all of a sudden, Tisha refers to Jessica as he instead of her, right? And Patrick corrects her. He says her. Call me sis. And then they ended the discussion with me completely and went on this whole thing like like they were my enemies or something on Twitter. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? We were all in this private chat together, and y'all were just like, wow, wow, wow. I didn't know this. I didn't know this. Can you get me more information about that? Right? And I'm sending them PDF files about Ray Epps' deposition. Like they hadn't even read Ray Epps' deposition yet. That clearly says in there that the reason he left the Oath Keepers was because they wanted to start recruiting from Antifa because they have common interests. And they didn't know a lot of shit, dude. A lot. And that's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but
Right? They didn't know a lot of
everybody,
shit. They weren't
Eric,
fit for that
Andrew.
interview, and they
but
turned
dude,
it
Eric,
away from Tario and towards the next Gay Six introductory. Come
Exactly.
listen,
on
Hey,
Eric,
down.
Eric,
Andrew,
hang on,
Guys,
wait,
let me jump
wait,
in.
Andrew, my friend
hang
from
on. I got to
No,
Devastation
respond
no,
to
is
Eric
no.
real
on.
quick.
What?
Everybody, wait for 1 second. I don't want to mute everybody. I hate doing that. So, Eric, what I'm saying is, everybody can't be a psyop, dude. Like everyone at January
No
6th
one is
wasn't.
saying
Andrew, I
that,
wish
dude.
you were right, and I don't think you are anymore. I really think
I'm
you
a
just.
psyop. I hate to admit
I
it. I'm a
know. I just
psyop.
think you were one of those MAGA few that were coming around, right? That were coming around. Maybe you haven't watched so many Trump speeches where he says that he wants to put serious drug dealers in front of a pole and put a bullet in them and send the shell casing to their family to pay for.
I mean, they
Or
only
you would
sold
be
weed when I
thinking
was
it's cool to
17.
be partying and
All right.
all the
Can I just
But
time,
make
right?
I
sure,
do
All the
fellas?
listen. I
time
do
because
want to
he
put.
doesn't necessarily have the ideologies that you might think he does. If
Hey,
that's the
listen.
case,
Hey,
We
I'm
maybe you're
just
MAGA,
actually.
but not a
secretly.
Trump
Hey,
supporter.
I'm
But
secretly
I
an
don't
This
think
individual
is
that
number
you
getting a
were a
little
bad
one.
chaotic,
actor
guys.
anymore. I
We
think you
gotta.
were just in a bad situation, right? And you want to know who the fuck, like you've been right there with us the whole time, really looking for the truth, man. And that makes me question, like, am I wrong about Andrew? Or like,
And
well, I
listen, this
apologize
is
to you
this is
last
what I'm
space.
saying about the whole Jess thing. I don't get like honestly. I think the whole he she thing is a childish argument. I don't care about none of that. It's stupid.
Yeah, but Andrew, what
That's
if
the
those
point,
people
though.
that
It's
the reason
stupid.
that the Oath Keepers went into the building, that all the Oath Keepers could be looked at in some kind of way, all of them, even ones that didn't even go to the Capitol. Um, the only reason they went in was to help officers who was out of the building. What if those officers that came out of the building just walked around and threw a planned walk of shame where provocateurs were supposed to lash out at them as they walked through the crowd and get other crowd members to do it? But instead, they tried, and other crowd members were like, nah, fuck
All right.
off, back off. And they protected that line of police after they come out of that door that Jessica let them out of and right around the building into another door. Right? So they needed help out of the building that bad that they just leave and go through a walk of shame and in another door.
Hey, yeah, Eric, Eric's right on. I would say this, Andrew. You're characterizing it all wrong. Like you're saying like, oh, Jessica Watson has been nothing but nice, and it doesn't
Yeah, I'm
matter.
not gonna shit on somebody that's
No,
been nice to me.
but
It's
nobody's shitting on
And
her.
Watkins.
Oh
I
my
didn't
God,
forever.
dude.
Can
And
I
Andrew,
say
I
one
didn't
Can
thing?
I
forever.
can
I
I
Can I
tried
just
to
say
stay
one
nice
thing?
to
no,
Jesse until
Gina,
the men and
no,
women's
Gina.
prison
I just
topic
want to.
came up.
Can I just
Can
finish?
I say one thing?
No. Can I
The
finish a sentence, please?
You did. You interrupted me when I was next. But whatever.
All right. Can
All
I
I
right.
have
just let
Listen,
me just
I,
finish
I
a
I
sentence?
hate doing hands and I hate muting people, but if it gets too chaotic, then I'll have to. So you got to work it out.
All right. So I'm gonna finish my thought, and then I'm gonna mute my mic. What I'm saying is Jessica Watkins, if you listen to his story, it is completely ridiculous. He says that he carried cops out. There's a triage area. The whole story is ridiculous. So when you say, "Oh, they've been nothing but nice to me," go listen to his story.
Wait, is that how I said it?
Well, I'm
I didn't.
saying,
I sound like that in your head,
hey, listen,
dude. Listen to her
the whole
interview with Tim.
listen to his interview with
His,
M.
her. I don't care. What do you want to? That's dumb. I don't care
Well,
what
if
how you
if
want to say
Dylan
it.
McAvaney was in here, I doubt you'd be saying it like that.
But when I listen to Jessica's interview with Tim, I don't feel like she's full of shit. I feel like she's genuine.
Did you listen to her interview with MG Show?
No, I haven't listened to it yet.
His interview with MG Show is like they were there to help the cops. There was a triage area set up. It sounds completely. It
Yeah, but
sounds
you
like
guys also
bullshit.
just
The only
turned on
reason
at the MG show all of a sudden. Now you're
I
calling
didn't.
him a
What are you
controlled
talking about?
op.
Why you just say things that aren't true over and over?
You didn't turn on the MG show?
I didn't turn on nobody, dude. I turned on what I posted publicly. I put out there.
Hey, didn't Jessica and her group help out like during the BLM riots, helping
Yes,
people that were
exactly.
injured? Okay,
She
so why
explains
wouldn't
it.
you believe they tried that on J6? That's what I don't get.
because it's ridiculous to think that you can just walk up